Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm here to talk to you about the KT extinction. I first want to explain what a mass extinction is, and then I'll go into how scientists study extinctions. Then I'll kind of explain what the KT extinction is, and finally, I'll explain what the most commonly accepted theory about what caused it was. So, first of all, to start us off, a mass extinction is when 50% of all known species living at the same time die in a very short span of time. And in this case, short means 2 million years or so, or less. So, how do we know about extinctions and how do geologists study them? It's based on the fossil record, and this provides some challenges because it takes a lot of perfect conditions to form fossils. For example, the right weather conditions, hard bones or shells, and the ability to be rapidly covered in sediment. But when geologists are able to find helpful fossils, they can use a variety of techniques and methods to date them. One method is radioisotope analysis of igneous rocks, where they compare the half-life of radioactive elements to figure out the approximate date that the organisms became fossilized. Another technique is to identify the magnetism of the rocks. Earth's magnetic field has changed over geologic time, leaving different magnetic fields in rocks from different eras. So they're able to identify and date them that way. They also look at the position and order of the rock layers, as well as index fossils, which are widely distributed but only occur in a limited time span. So they're really good for placing different time eras and everything. In order to figure out why an extinction occurred, scientists analyze the chemical content of the rock strata, which can give them information about climate and volcanic activity, flooding, cosmic collisions, extensive fires if there's soot found in the layer, and so much more. Now, a little bit about the KT extinction. What exactly was it? The Cretaceous Tertiary extinction happened about 65 million years ago, and this was the third most severe mass extinction of 5 major ones. The K stands for Creed, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, which means chalk in German, and the T is for Tertiary, which was the next geological period. It marked the end of the Cretaceous period and the Mesozoic era. It was a global extinction event, which knocked out both plants and animals. 80% of all species of animals, including almost all large vertebrates and some smaller organisms, were wiped out. Some of the most notable to go were dinosaurs. Obviously, we all know about the mass extinction of dinosaurs. So dinosaurs and a lot of plankton groups were knocked out as well. Along with birds, marsupial mammals, fish, snails, sponges, sea urchins, and so many more. So at the time of the extinction, Pangaea was splitting, causing volcanic activity, mountains to form, and an overall global cooling of the temperature. There have been a lot of theories on why the extinction might have happened, and one of those is that extreme volcanic activity accompanied with acid rain caused the climate to change, significantly killing off many species. Another is that the global cooling caused by Pangaea's split was what caused it. And yet another says that a greenhouse effect happened because there was so much methane created by either and or deep sea algae or byproducts from herbivorous dinosaurs' digestion. Another theory is that a nearby supernova caused extreme radiation, which caused fires that killed off animals, or it could have been just a massive starvation that killed the species because the food chain was unbalanced. So, something must have happened to cause that massive starvation. So, The most widely supported and also controversial theory is that the Alvarez asteroid impact theory. In 1980, Louis W. Alvarez and his son Walter Alvarez and Frank Asuro and Helen V. Michael created this theory that said the extinction was caused by the massive impact of a 10-kilometer meteorite. The main evidence for this is found in the 1 centimeter sedimentary clay layer. In this layer, many rare elements are found, including iridium, which is really only found towards Earth's core and in this layer. The layer was first discovered in Gubbio, Italy, but then found all over the globe, including the oceans. So it's everywhere. There's a layer surrounding the Earth. And some more evidence of this asteroid was the soot found in the layer, which pointed to high temperatures that caused large-scale fires. There's also a presence of a bunch of physically altered quartz in the layer. There are 3 different kinds of this physically altered quartz found, which are tektites, stishobites, and shocked quartz, all of which are formed because of intense heat and pressure. But there was some skepticism about this theory because of the lack of a giant crater on Earth's surface that this asteroid must have left. But then in 1990, a cosmochemist named Alan Hildebrand linked the Chicxulub, I believe I'm saying that right, but again, could be wrong, crater in the Yucatan region of Mexico to the extinction. The crater is 180 kilometers in diameter, and it was dated by scientists using the 40-39 argon method to 65 million years. So coincidence? I think not. There's also evidence of the massive tidal waves that this collision would have caused all around the Gulf area. So there is another theory within this theory that the crater could also be located under the Arabian Sea off the coast of India. It's called the Shiva crater, but this one, it also dates back to 65 million years, but it's only 40 kilometers in diameter. So it could be that one or the Chicxulub. The effects of an asteroid collision like this would be massive. Locally, it would cause shockwave heating and fires and earthquakes, hurricane winds, tsunamis, and debris literally everywhere flying around. And globally, there would be cool temperatures, concentrated nitric acid rains, sulfuric acid aerosols, and perhaps some volcanic activity because of this. There would also be months of darkness because of the debris covering the sun, and because plants wouldn't be able to get sunlight, they would be the first to die off. And it would just cause, a domino effect on the food chain and starve many species into extinction. Herbivores wouldn't have enough food, so they would die, and then carnivores wouldn't have food, so they would perish too. So just a big domino effect on the food chain, causing this mass extinction. So that is the most widely accepted theory on the topic, and kind of a basic explanation of how scientists study the KT extinction. So I hope you learned a little. Thanks for watching.